Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. I'm Stu Nyman. As always, I am joined by Andrew Bleckman. Not really joined by Andrew. You know, Andrew's here. He's a permanent fixture, so he's not joining. He's here. He's part of the show. Very much part of the show. And together, we will cover every point played today, good, bad, or otherwise. All Mutual's wagering is now open on today's 8-game performance. Each of today's 8 games offers win, place, show, quinella, exacta, and trifecta wagering. For exotic bets, they're called exotics. They're not particularly exotic, but they call them exotics. Technical name. Daily double, games 1 and 2. To play it, correctly pick the winners of games 1 and 2. 2 pick threes. Early pick 3, games 2, 3, 4. Late pick 3, games 6, 7, 8. Also have the exciting High Five Jackpot, most popular wager here at Magic City. Correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's a pick 5. Correctly pick the winners of those games. If you do so correctly and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the $2,000 minimum guarantee. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. Placing a bet not necessary, but helpful to enjoy all of today's highlight action. As you see on the board, thank you, Adam, we have 3, count them, 3 scratches in today's performance. Ben, shockingly, he's out. Ben really is, this might be his second scratch if he's ever scratched. Might be his first, I'm not sure. El Barba is scratched. And Manu is scratched. Ben, El Barba, and Manu, all kaput. Just for this performance. We expect him back next week. Manu, we'll see. So here's a complete rundown of those scratches as they affect today's performance in its entirety. Game 1, post 2. CRB and Arats. Game 1, post 2, CRB and Arats. Arats substitutes for Ben. Game 1, post 8. El Barba's out, replaced by Benny. Game 1, post 8 is Julian and Benny. Game 2, post 3. Take out El Barba, replace El Barba with Gallo. Game 2, post 3 is now Gallo. Game 2, post 7. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Cabrera. Game 2, post 7 is now Cabrera. Game 3, post 5. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Arats. Game 3, post 5. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Arats. Game 3, post 6. Take out El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. So game 3, post 5 is now CRB Arats. Game 3, post 6 is now Julian and Benny. There are no scratches in game 4. Game 5, 2 scratches. Game 5, post 1. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Benny. Game 5, post 1. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Benny. Game 5, post 8. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Douglas. Game 5, post 8. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Douglas. Game 5, post 1 is Jairo Benny. Game 5, post 8 is Gaucheri and Douglas. Game 6, post 6, take out Manu, replace Manu with Gaucheri. Game 6, post 6, take out Manu, replace Manu with Gaucheri. Game 7, post 5, take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7, post 5, take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7, post 6, take out Ben, replace Ben with Manny. Game 7, post 6, take out Ben, replace Ben with Manny. Game 7, post 5 is now Jairo Cabrera. Game 7, post 6 is now Gaucheri with Manny. Filing game 8, post 2. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Nicholas. Once again, filing game 8. Sorry, folks, I had to switch the practice. One of the things I do. One of my many functions. I've been functioning a lot lately. Functioned late into the evening last night. Now what you think? Game 8, post 2. Scratch Manu, replace Manu with Nicholas. With all that in mind, we ask you to make your wagers as early as possible within scheduled post times, then sit back and relax post time for game number 1 with its 2 scratches. Is now 5 minutes away. Once again, game 1, post 2, CRB Arats. Game 1, post 8, Julian with Benny. Andrew, how are you?
Hello, Stu. I'm doing pretty well today. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Say hi to
good to hear.
Say hi to folks in the chat. Steve M, greetings. Appreciate the wish on having a good day. William, good to see you in the chat. Mo Crank, as always. Good to see you. John Carlton, good morning. Noel, good afternoon. Hope you got all those scratches. Basically, El Barba's out, Manu's out. El Barba's out, Manu's out, and
Ben.
Ben.
It's surprising because Ben doesn't scratch, so that's not a name you'd think
I need to
of,
get someone to keep points, too. I'll be back in a second, Andrew. Take it away.
All right, Stu. Well, we got a video here. We got 3 minutes till game number 1, it looks like. With those 3 minutes, let's show you this video. That will explain the scoring format for all 8 games, which today, as every day, is Spectacular 7 scoring.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys. Those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
And we're back with 2 minutes to go. And if the camera catches him, you'll see that our good friend JR is otherwise occupied. He will be back shortly. We're going to have Douglas step in. So we got scratches, but JR's not a scratch. He's just, he was a known factor that he would not be here immediately. We did not know that we would have 3 scratches, but I had a feeling, so I came early.
You saw last night El Barba during battle court and then Manu with the lower body injury, you know. So, makes sense, and speed of recovery to both.
And everybody wanted Advil, so, or ibuprofen.
Did you get some?
I got 2 bottles.
Okay, there we go.
Got 2 bottles. I was driving home with our good friend Mike Diaz, and he has a BJ's membership, and I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
we have a giant-sized need for ibuprofen." So there's a chair between us for. I hear we may have a co-host after Battle Court today.
Will we?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Did you hear that, or are you messing with me?
No, I'm not messing with you. I heard that sincerely.
Are you going to share?
You hear that? Director Brian confirmed it.
Uh-oh.
We'll tease it up as much as we can. With that, ladies and gentlemen, time to begin our first game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Up first and serving the red shirts of Post 1, Jedin and Unda. Receiving in the blue of Post 2, we have CRB. In the front court, substituting in the back court, Aratz. Okay. CRB picks his first serve. Long carom. Wow. Point 1. Receiving, white shirts of Post 3, Ikeda and Tennessee. Ball tipped off the serve, point 1. Green shirts of Post 4, Juice and Cabrera. Big backhand by Cabrera. Rebote. Scoop by Cabrera. Big backhand. Not coming out. Point 4. Black shirts at Post 5. Now taking the court. Lalou's in the front court with Flores in the back. Point 5. Yellow shirts of Post 6. Arta and Gallo. Gallo on the forehand over the top. Lalou is there, winding up. Costado, caught by Arta. Sidearm carom by Arta. Flores read it, stopped it. Arta on the catch, backhand to the inside. Rebote by Lalou. Arta with a tip ball, point 5. 2 points for the 5 team. That'll bring to the court pink shirts of Post 7. Cool Fitness and Manny. There's a catch by Lalou. Here's the backhand. Rebote left side. Good catch by Manny. Flores takes it on the bounce. Cool Fitness takes it in the air. Forehand to the inside. Rebote saved by Lalou. Here's Manny. Lalou from the 9 line. Powerfully. Rebote forehand. That's a good catch by Flores. Flores was looking to save Lalou. That's okay. No, you saved your partner. There's nothing wrong with that. It's all right. If you would have thrown the backhand and hit Lalou, I would have been pissed. Point 7. Purple shirts at post 8. Julian and Benny receive. Benny is substituting for El Barba. Benny on the catch. There's the backhand. Benny now from the 10 line. Robote forehand. Catch by Benny. Benny to the inside. Manning, Robote from the 11 line. Julian will take it on the bounce. That scores, 0.8. First round's complete. All matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, blue at post 2, CRB and Rats. Here's the backhand by Rats. Benny's there. Catch by Julian. Robote by Rats. Julian takes it on the bounce. Karam into the pad, 0.2. Two on the board with 2 points. Here's the white shirts, post 3, Ikeda and Tennessee. Ball missed on the forehand, Tennessee, 0.2. 2 with 4 points. Returning, red at post 1, Jedden and Unda. Unda on the forehand. Powerfully high to the front wall. Arats is there. Backhand 2-all. Lands in and scores, 0.2. Possible game point for the blue shirts, post 2, CRB and Arats. Trying to stop them, Juice and Cabrera. Arats on the catch, backhand from the 13. Cabrera on the scoop. Big backhand. Robote to the inside, scooped up by Cabrera. Rotz makes the catch, backhand from the 10. Robote by Rotz, keeps it in play. Juice goes forward on the forehand, tipped it. Point in game, post 2, CRB and Rotz. 2 wins it, 5 serves to 1. This is a playoff for second and third place. Unda on the catch, backhand. Flores from the 11. Low runner to the inside, stopped by Unda. Robote by Lalu. Unda's there, tip ball. 5 places, 1 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 2-5-1. Your prices will be up in a moment. And that's the way it was. So few people will get that reference. 2-5-1, the official order of finish for our first game. Winning post 2, CRB and Arats. Coming in second, post 5, Lalu and Flores. Coming in third, post 1, Jedden and Unda. $2 Quinella, 2-5, 37.80. Trifecta, 2-5-1, 206.80. $2 wager on 2 to win, 12.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 2, a spectacular 7 singles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. 2 scratches in Game 2. Game 2, post 3, scratch El Barbo, replace El Barbo with Gallo. Game 2, post 3, scratch El Barbo, replace El Barbo with Gallo. Game 2, post 7, scratch Ben, replace Ben with Cabrera. Game 2, post 7, scratch Ben, replace Ben with Cabrera. Post time for Game 2. Now just 5 minutes away. Good luck. Taking a look at the chat. Floco de Or, why is this sort of sports where the favorite always wins? The favorite definitely does not always win. I believe our friend Steve M in the chat can tell you that that is definitely the case. Noel, one of the folks in the chat will be able to explain the rotation, but literally it goes back to, I believe, the 1950s or 1960s when spectacular 7 scoring came in. And the truth of the matter is that it allows for more games to be played in a shorter period of time. And it also allows for different types of wagers. Like, for instance, if you want to have a spectacular 9-point game, you can have superfecta wagering. Theoretically, you could have it on a 7-point game as well, but superfectas are best associated with a 9-point game. A 9-point game makes it longer. And so it allows 7 teams to rotate, or rather 8 teams to rotate through the post positions. And certain post positions are statistically favored, like the 1 and 2, for instance. Statistically favored more so than the 5 and 7. Switch. 5, 6, 7, 8. And also, Noel, we have the 2 different types of wagering. This is the pari-mutuel format, win, place, and show. Before I was so rudely interrupted by a Jedden who needs to mind his own business. Yes, I did say that out loud. So, Noel, we do have the 2 different forms. We have pari-mutuel format, so you're looking for first, second, and third place finishers. Same way you would look at it with thoroughbred racing, greyhound racing, trotters, etc. And then later with battle court, fixed odds. So head-to-head wagering. Which team is going to win of the 2 teams that are presented. This format of wagering has been legal in the state of Florida since the 1930s. So we're coming up on 100 years of pari-mutuel wagering, at least here in the state of Florida. Mo Crank, see? You have lots of fans in the chat, but we always knew that. Steve M, Highlight, Jam Mel, your son's playing well. Hope you're doing well in France. Hope all is well in France. 1 minute to go. Remember, 2 scratches in Game 2. Game 2, post 3, scratch El Barbo, replace El Barbo with Gallo. Game 2, post 7, scratch Ben, replace Ben with Cabrera. Just around less than a minute to go before we begin Game 2. If you're watching and you're in the chat or you're not in the chat, go ahead and say hi. Let us know where you are. Always interested to know where folks are watching from. I'm always interested. Anyway, time to begin. time to begin our second game. It's a spectacular 7 singles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirt at post 1, Juice. Receiving in the blue at post 2, Cool Fitness. Juice serves. That's an underserve. Point 2. White shirt at post 3, Gallo receives. Forehand by Gallo over the top. Cool. Wow, that took a big, big bounce. Picata scores. Point 3. Green shirt at post 4, Jedden receives. Original Judd, welcome to the chat. Love watching. Never got to see it live, but parents always went to Melbourne when Melbourne, Florida was open. Actually, someone who started at Melbourne Highline has 2 sons playing on this roster, Benny and Douglas. Jedden from the forehand. Powerful throw, hit the overhead screen. That's out of play. Point 3. I agree. But those shoulders are nice. Receiving the black shirt at post 5, here's Tennessee. Always good to hear from you, Richard. Hope all is well. Michelle Brunel, you're absolutely right. That was a beautiful picata. Pica, short for picata. Big bounce. Rebote forehand. Soft to the inside. Tennessee gets there. Backhand, powerfully. Rebote save. He makes the catch. Low and hard to the inside. Catch by Gallo. Gallo on the backhand. Rebote forehand to the outside is out of play. Point 3. Receiving yellow shirt of post 6. Ikeda. Biggest Pete, welcome to the chat. While you were gone, Andrew, I invited people into the chat, and a few have joined us, which is nice. Carom by Gallo is in. Four points for Gallo in the white at post 3. Cabrera receives. And Noel, you're in Dallas? My goodness, for some reason, I didn't know Texas was tuned in. I knew you were tuned in, just didn't know you were tuned in Dallas. Cabrera on the Costado inside placement scores, point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirt at post 8. CRB. I spent some quality time in Dallas. Took a job with Southwest Airlines for a short period of time. CRB missed that on the left side. Point goes to the 7. Send with 2 points. Here's post 1, Juice. And they send everybody out there for training. Spent a week out there. Good steaks. Juice. Costado, that scores. Point 1. 1 with 2 points, serving to post 2, Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness on the backhand, Juice on the scoop. Costado by Juice, caught by Cool Fitness. Powerful forehand by Cool Fitness, passes Rebote, saved by Juice. Cool's there at the 7. Hard to the inside. Juice to the Rebote. Saved by Juice. Cool Fitness is there. Hard to the inside. Another Rebote. That's out. Point 2. Two on the board with 3 points. Serving to his cousin, Jed. Did I just change my voice like in an unusually happy tone? I've never done that before, have I? Like never. Never. But it was kind of funny. Like Andrew's in shock. He's not even picking up the microphone. You can't announce. Here's a catch by Jed and backhand to the inside. That ball is tipped. Point to the older of the two cousins. That's Jed. Point 4. Black shirt at post 5. Tennessee receives. Backhand by Tennessee, wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand. Scoop by Tennessee. Hard to the inside. Jedden for the rebote. Good effort. It falls just short. Point 5. Tennessee on the board with 2 points. Here's post 6. Ikeda. What? Rebote's save is made by Tennessee. Point 6. Ikeda with 2 points. He's serving to the white shirt at post 3, Gallo. Scoop by Gallo. There's the backhand. Ikeda for the rebote. Looks to pass. Gallo cuts it off. Backhand by Gallo. Rebote coming out. Ikeda. Forehand rebote. Forehand rebote for Gallo. Caught by Ikeda. Ikeda low and hard to the inside. Picked up by Gallo. Backhand 2-all. Ikeda's on it. Stops it with the forehand. Hard to the inside. That ball's tipped. Point 6. Purple at post 8, CRB. Catch on the forehand is CRB. Cortada tipped, point 8. 8 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 7, Cabrera. Rebote forehand by CRB. That's out of play. Point 7. 7 with 4 points. Here's post 1, Juice. Juice got out there, good effort, 2-all scores, point 7. Possible game point, pink at post 7, Cabrera. Cool Fitness receives. Matthew Eves, in battle court, yes, there is a maximum number of substitutions that are allowed. In Pelota, as long as we have a living, breathing player, we put them on the court. Costello to the inside, caught by Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness from the forehand in the middle. Scoop by Cabrera. Hard throw by Cabrera, caught by Cool Fitness. Cool Fitness goes high to pass. Rebote at the side wall. That's in the overhead screen, point 2. Cool Perseverance Fitness has possible game point. Oh, man, I just saw who's coming out. The green shirt of post 4. His cousin, Jed. Jedden with the catch. Here's the backhand. Robote. Robote left side, right up the middle. Jedden backs up, takes it on the bounce. Throw to the inside. Cool Fitness, juggled it, dropped it, point 4. The older and slightly less attractive cousin won that point. Here's the black shirt of post 5, Tennessee. Catch by Jedden. Jedden from the forehand, hard to the inside. Scoop by Tennessee. Tennessee on the backhand. Tennessee makes the catch mid-court, low and hard. Jedden's on it, great catch. Hard to the inside, it's out of reach. Robote, not there. Point 4. Possible game point for the green shirt of post 4, Jedden. Trying to stop him, Gallo. Picada by Gallo, stopped by Jedden. Jedden to the outside. Gallo's there. Gallo, big bounce to the inside. Jedden on the Robote. That's a beautiful save. Great effort by Jedden. Hard throw. Robote save by Jedden again to the inside. Gallo's on it. Forehand Robote, hard to the inside. Scoop is missed. Point and a well-earned game to the green shirt of post 4, Jedden. No playoff here. 7 places, 2 shows. 4-7-2, the unofficial order finish for game 2. I have never announced this loose. Never. Never.
No.
Not this
For
loose.
sure. I can attest.
I have never announced this loose. I just never have announced this loose. 4-7-2. Now the official order finish for game 2. Coming in first, post 4, Jedden. Well-earned win. Taking second, post 7, Cabrera. Coming in third, post 2, Cool Fitness. 4-7-2. Official order finish for game 2. There are your prices. $2 Quinella, 4-7, $51. Trifecta, 4-7-2, $727.40. $2 wager on 4 to win, $45.80. My oh my, in the early daily double, the only daily double, 2-4, $134.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 3. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Going to go over some scratches for you because game 3 begins the high 5 for today. Scratches for game 3. Game 3, post 5. Scratch Ben, replace Ben with Rotz. Game 3, post 5 is now CRB with Rotz. Game 3, post 6. Take out El Barba, replace El Barba with Benny. Game 3, post 6 is now Julian with Benny. There are no scratches in game 4. 2 scratches in game 5. Game 5, post 1, take out Manu, replace Manu with Benny. Game 5, post 1, take out Manu, replace Manu with Benny. Game 5, post 8. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Douglas. Game 5, post 1 is now Hyro Benny. Game 5, post 8 is now Go Sherry and Douglas. Game 6, post 6. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Go Sherry. Game 6, post 6. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Go Sherry. Game 7, final game in the high 5. Game 7, post 5. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7, post 5, take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7. Game 7, post 6. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Manning. Game 7, post 5 is now Jairo with Cabrera. Game 7, post 6 is now Gaucheri with Manning. Finally, in Game 8, post 2, take out Manu, replace Manu with Nicholas. Post time for game number 3, with its 2 scratches, is now 6 minutes away. Good luck. So, as we were chatting so enjoyably, let's remind you of the scratch. Game 3, because I talked about a number of scratches. Game 3, post 5, is now CRB and Aratz. Game 3, post 6, is now Julian with Benny. Let's see what the chat has to say. Matthew Eves, greetings. Yes, we addressed, yeah, John Colton, we addressed that winners do not, favorites not always win. They definitely not. Steve M, yeah, when the win price is $45, that's usually a good indication. You know, if the win price is $2.10, you know that pretty much, well, everybody in the building, well, that doesn't happen anymore. So it's really everybody in the highlight universe that bets has it. When you see 210, 220, 230, everybody bet that person win. When you see $45, that pretty much, well, one person thought that guy was not going to have a heart attack when he served the ball.
They were right. How about that?
They were right.
Jed playing great there.
Andrew, what's your opinion of my new style of announcing?
I think we're getting canceled in the next 2 weeks. That's my prediction. I guess the positive, we haven't been here with EPL, so we'll see what she says, because my opinion doesn't matter. I've learned this, you know, and it helps here. You know, I go home, it doesn't matter.
We had this conversation, didn't we?
My parents, you know, doesn't matter. Work doesn't matter. I'm just, hey, whatever you need me to do, I'm a team guy still, so.
You see, I told you that when you learned that many years ago, you remember we had this discussion. And what happens is you soften over time. And you know who taught me that? Your professor, Dale Machardi.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why are you concerned about that? Basically, it's what is it your business? What is it your business that person is doing that? Why do you feel the need to respond? Why do you? And eventually you hear that long enough, but I wasn't able to apply it till I was 48. And now in my 50s, it's like way, way, way easier just to say, Scott, thumbs up, whatever you want to do, buddy. You know, it's your show.
Yeah.
Scott and Lindsay, it's up to you guys. And I don't mean that facetiously, because the truth of the matter is, it's like I spent the first half of my life like kind of knowing things. And then I got completely out of Highlight. And the fact that I wound up back in Highlight was proof that I did not know what I was doing with my life. So by all means, I definitely don't know what I'm doing in Highlight. I know the history of Highlight. See, you know what you know. It's like I know what my collective experiences are,
right.
which is voluminous.
Yeah.
You know, 91 to 2013, big period of time. And then the 80s for amateur, which I frequently talk about. But as far as like what to do with it now, I don't know.
Well, you know, like you said, he may not have had all the answers, so hey, maybe someone else does. You know?
Absolutely, and we've had a lot of fun. I mean, look at this. This, like, I can't imagine doing this. I would have loved to have done this, like, with Ken Pragley, may he rest in peace, and Dave. There's a number of people that I announced with that Dave's still with the living, who I would have loved to have had these conversations with, but it was just never part of the show. And something that Scott wanted from the beginning, and literally took me 2 years to figure out. Literally took me 2 years to figure out.
I mean, it's more similar to what you see with like a horse, you know, at a horse track, where they talk about the games in between and they give you the odds, they give you all the info. But it was totally different. I still remember our first conversations, too. You know, that I always remember where I was.
Our first conversation?
When we were on the phone talking about this setup, the modern.
Oh,
that
really?
was after 2019, the summer of 2019. That was right around COVID.
Well, okay.
That was COVID. I mean, seriously, it was right then.
I am proud that you remember our first interaction. I remember our first serious interaction.
Like how we got to here.
I remember our first serious talk before meeting with Scott.
Yes.
Scott said, let's meet at this time, and I said, you and I need to meet at this time.
Well, that's what I'm referring. Yeah.
Oh, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one
Yeah.
you're talking to. Okay. Yeah. And Steve M. Yes, this is absolutely the meds talking. So yes, Dr. Evelyn Lopez Brignoni is my psychiatrist. She's wonderful. And yeah, back in treatment and changed meds it's recent. And there's been a noticeable effect. Still working through the side effect phase, but so far so good. Time to play.
We got game 3 right now. Good luck.
And yes, folks, I am very honest about that stuff. Shared in-house and out-house too. Just, I won't talk about the names with the public. See, that's it. Only the in-house people, not the people inside my head, which I don't have. But the people behind the scenes can know what I'm on. Ready to begin game 3, a spectacular 7 doubles match. Archer serving. Robote forehand by Arta. Backhand. Gallo's there. Gallo to the inside. Arta comes cross court to make that play. There's the backhand to the inside. Keita backs up. Eyes on the Robote. Sends it deep. Gallo makes the catch. Tennessee backhand from the 10 line. Powerfully thrown. Gallo's there. Gallo passes. Robote for Ikeda. Backhand by Gallo. Ikeda from the 9. What a catch by Ikeda. Tennessee from the 11. Backhand to the inside. Gallo. Forehand from the 13 line. Ikeda makes the catch. Low and hard. Tip ball. Point 2. Hard fought. Two will serve to the white shirts of post 3, Lalu and Flores. Andrew, do you know anyone named Natalie? She has a Coinbase offer for me. She just texted me.
We can't talk about this on air.
Okay. There's the forehand by Flores. Catch by.
You never
Rock.
know when Shay's listening.
That ball is tipped at the 9 line, point 2.
I don't speak on other women.
She's blowing up my phone. Green shirts at post 4, Juice and Cabrera receive. These texts are so freaking annoying. They are just like so freaking annoying. Block, delete, block, delete, block, delete, block, delete. What don't you get? No, I don't want a loan. Block, delete. Here's the catch by Cabrera. Backhand to the inside. Tennessee, good catch at the 11 line. There's a backhand by Cabrera. Ikeda's there. Tennessee on the backhand from the 11 line. Catch on the forehand of Cabrera. Lays it up. Big bounce brought down by Tennessee at the back wall. It comes over the top. Juice goes in. Lets it pass. Here's Cabrera. Costello 2-all lands in and scores. Point 4. Receiving, black shirts post 5. CRB and Rotz. Underserved, point 5. Yellow shirts post 6 will now receive. We have Julian in the front court with Benny in the back. Here's the backhand by Benny. Aratz off the wall. CRB on the rebote to the inside. Benny's there. 2-all by Aratz. Lands out. Point 6. Pink shirts, post 7. Cool Fitness with Manny. Backhand by Manny. Benny's there. Rotate forehand by Cool. Julian from the 8. Benny from deep in the backcourt. Scoop by Manny. Rotate left side by Manny with a light touch. Julian goes in, takes it on the right side, and could not maintain control of the ball. Point 7. On the court, ready to receive. Purple shirts at post 8 to complete the first round of play. We have Jeden in the front court with Unda in the back. Big backhand by Unda goes wall to wall. Cool Fitness. Robote. It scores. Point 7. 7 with 2 points. Here's post 1. The completion of the first round of play. All matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. Arta and Gallo receive. Robote left side by Manny. Arta lets it pass. Here's Gallo. Long carom by Gallo. Oh, great effort by Cool Fitness. Try to get that bounce. That definitely would have made it top 10. Point 1. White shirts at post 3. Lalu and Flores. Here's a backhand by Flores. Costado, 2-all. Wow. Beautifully executed by Arta, 2-score. Point 1. Along with 4 points, here's post 2. Ikeda, Tennessee. Under serve, point 2. Green shirts post 4. Juice and Cabrera. Juice picks the serve. Oh, went for the drop shot and hit the pad, and the pad is bad. Even worse when you do that. Point 2. Possible game point for the blue shirts of post 2. That's Ikeda and Tennessee trying to stop them. CRB and our Rats. Over serve, point 5. The game continues. 5 with 3 points. Here's post 6, Julian and Benny. Benny grabs that with the forehand, crosses the sidewall, rots backhand to the inside. Aratz looks for Robote. He makes the save. Catch by Julian. Julian from the 6th line. Powerfully thrown and scoring, point 6. 6 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 8. Jeden and Unda. Powerful backhand by Unda, low and hard. Benny's there. Robote for Jeden. Powerful forehand Robote by Jeden. Robote coming out, way out. Julian's on it. Unda with the catch. Backhand, low and hard to the inside. Robote saved by Benny. Nice play. Drop shot. Julian has it. Hard throw. Scoop by Unda. Robote for Benny. He makes the play. Unda advances, makes the catch. Hard throw right up the middle, caught by Benny. Jeden to the backcourt. What a catch by Unda at the 8 line. Here's the Robote forehand by Benny. Unda's calling for the Robote. Did not make the play. What effort by all 4 players, especially Unda, point 6. What the hell just happened? Possible game point, post 6. Receiving post 7. Cool and Manny. Manny with a good catch at the sidewall. Benny's there. Manny on the catch. Backhand. Robote forehand. Caught. Cortada. Stopped by Benny. Benny on the backhand. Manny will let it pass. Robote. Left side by Manny. Big bounce. Brought down by Benny. Scoop by Manny. Costavo. Scoop by Benny. Benny to the inside. Oh, wall to wall. Robote coming way out. Robote forehand by Cool. Benny takes it on the bounce. Robote left side by Manny. Keeps it in play. Julian. Forehand hard to the inside. Manny looks for the Robote. He makes the save. Julian has it in the air. Outside placement. Scores on the second bounce. Point and game, post 6. Julian and Benny. No playoff here. 2 places, 1 shows. 6-2-1. Unofficial order of finish. So your official order of finish for game 3. Winning, post 6. Julian and Benny. Benny was substituting for El Barba. Coming in second, post 2. Ikeda and Tennessee. Coming in third, post 1, Arta and Gallo. 6-2-1. It's official order of finish for our 3rd game. Price will be up in a moment. Matthew Ease, I'll get to your question in just a moment. Prices from game 3. $2 quinella, 2-6, $27.60. Trifecta, 6-2-1, $252.80. 6 to win, $10. First number of the high 5, the number 6. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 4, a spectacular 7 singles match. And our only game today with no scratches, not one. All the players printed, well, appearing on your screen for most of you. Wonder how many people download their programs. I'm guessing, Andrew, you're not a program guy. Andrew wouldn't download his program.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't see you downloading your program.
I just
Steve M, I'm curious. Steve M, do you download programs?
problem is I don't really have access to a good printer.
This is something
except
that
here.
this is a generational
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
It's like I have been obsessed with printers like since the beginning. Like in 1988, I think I spent $3,000 of someone else's money in college on the first laser printer, and I've had nothing but laser printers since. I remember being told by one boss at a certain highlight fronton, "What's wrong with an inkjet?" Actually, Director Brian brings me into greater focus. Now, I don't think it was $3,000, but I think it was like 24. It was definitely over $2,000. And now they give you it as long as you take the. Now they give you the print as long as you sign up for the ink. Like I had to pay for the. Obviously I get reimbursed by the company, but I picked up the ink for our little printer down here by my feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. $128. I mean, $128 got us through the first half of the season, and these pages are getting a little light.
Yeah, now that you mention that, they are kind of. Yeah, they're kind of lightening up, Stu.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, look, I'm not going to pull out the wallet, but I'm sorry for you. That seems like a lot. Yeah.
No, I mean,
You want to ask Scott to
I submit for reimbursement, and he very quickly the company very quickly reimbursed. Yes, Scott has been wonderful about that since the very beginning.
But seriously, if I ever have something to print out,
Switch.
it would actually be easier to come here, get in the car, drive here, and print it out than to go to a store and figure it out and have to. I don't know. I've only printed at school and at work. I've never had the need. Yeah,
and at work.
That's it.
At places with printers.
Right.
So Steve M. Okay, so you write your pertinent info on one-page entries. So let me ask you a question, Steve, with your entry sheet.
That's great.
I have a habit for players. So we do it landscape, so long ways, and we blow it up to 115%. I'm wondering if you make any changes or you just print it out as it is. You don't want to get an inkjet printer. So Matthew Eves just discovered a website with a map as of today, 4,785 frontons. So it's important to know that frontons are not just highlight frontons. Frontons, so any place that the Spanish conquered, they brought ball sports with them. So you will find them literally basically all around the world. Think Spanish going around the world, conquering. However, I'm not going to get into that history because some people get pissed. But anyway, so, they go around the world and they conquer and they bring their ball sports with them. So handball, racquetball, polo, whatever. So not all of those courts are highlight courts. Some of them can be used as highlight courts. We're just picking on Benny just a little bit. Hyro's fun for that. So yes, Stu and team, thank you. Oh, it's Rex. Hi, Rex.
Very positive, Rex.
Rex, thank you. I appreciate that.
Great.
It's funny because it's like I'm not interested in any other sports really. I followed football a little bit, like when I was a kid, because we had season tickets. Thank you to the family. But I did play golf for a little bit. I wouldn't discuss it with the Bleckmans. That's Andrew's family because they take it real serious. But I was forced to take golf lessons. But yeah, highlight's been it for me since the beginning. And appreciate the compliment. And full credit has to go to Scott Savin. I showed him a Partido head-to-head format. Played to 15 or 21 points between our top players. And they turned that into their own version with sets, which I didn't understand. Now I understand it. The evolution of this program has been amazing.
Do you remember that? It was after a Sunday where we were doing those.
Yeah.
Those might be up on YouTube.
It was Robin and Douglas, I think.
It was Carballo and Douglas.
Carballo and Douglas, and then someone with Ron.
Yeah.
Anderson and Ron, maybe? At that point, maybe been Anderson.
Boy, I'm not sure. But
Anyway,
good
let's
stuff.
get to the game.
Yeah. Game number 4.
Ready to begin game number 4. It is a spectacular 7 singles match, played at 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving the red shirt at post 1, Julian. Receiving the blue post 2, Manny. Julian lines up. The 2-all scores for Julian, point 1. 1 first up on the board in our 4th game. That'll bring to the court the white shirt at post 3, Goanaga. Auto racing sounds expensive, Rex. There's a backhand by Goanaga. Robote forehand. There's the backhand. Excellent catch by Julian. Big backhand from the 8-line. Robote coming out. Scoop by Julian. Backhand. Robote left side. Gets by Julian on the inside. Point 3. 3 serves to the green shirt, post 4, Lalu. Rex, I'm interested to know why it is you like Highlight. I'm just kind of interested to know, since you don't like any other ball sports, just what is it about the sport, the players, and don't throw Andrew and I in there, because that's just that's an anomaly. That's just a happy accident.
We're not staying, so.
We're
What about the sport do you like, Rex? If we're gone.
Ball crosses the sidewalls and the
Stu's
score,
gone.
point 3.
He didn't say me. He said Stu and team. So if Stu's gone.
3 on the board, 2 points. Here's post 5, Benny. We're not going anywhere. Don't you know the Savins are always listening and they hear stuff like that, and then we have conversations. I don't like those conversations. We're not going anywhere. No, you're tied on. You're tied into this roller coaster all the way down to 37th Avenue.
Maybe I'm
building.
playing the long game, Stu. Yeah.
I
could be thinking 2 steps ahead.
We have had that discussion. Yes, we have. I could be working for Andrew sometime.
I've been known to play the long game.
Robote left side, and that's a good thing about me. It's that I have no problem working for you, even though you're literally half my age. Point 5. Receiving, yellow shirt at post 6, Arta. Oh, message, Nina Bleckman. Wait, you play golf and never told us? Oh, Nina, it was a really long time ago. The last time that I was forced to play golf, my grandfather it was more than an equity membership. He actually owned part of a club here in South Florida for a crossover period of time. I think it's now called Deering Bay. It used to be Kings Bay. Robote forehand by Arta. Too much. That's out of play. Point 5. 2 points for the 5 post. Here's post 7, Hyro. And so we did that club thing. You know, Andrew in the magic window. I love that story that your parents do tell. But I'm actually great on the green. On the green, I'm fine. Everywhere else, I suck. Off the tee, I could never hit the ball with anything more than a 3-wood. I need some type of loft in my face to see that the ball's going to go up. Here's a backhand by Hyro. Well, you and we went to Topgolf that one year that Scott took the whole team.
A few years ago, but
I didn't do bag.
No.
Part of the inside. Benny makes the scoop. Here's the backhand. I do have my grandfather's clubs in my garage.
Are they steel?
Yes. Yep. There's the backhand. Why are you laughing? Robote, not made. Point 7. Seriously, why are you laughing?
That was mean. I'm sorry.
No, it's not mean. Just why because steel's not a thing anymore.
No, I was
Purple shirt, post 8, Iturbide receives.
more questioning if they were wooden. Yeah. That was,
No, they're not wooden.
Yeah.
They're not wood.
The permissons, yeah.
No, there's steel shafts, and I know that they've been regripped at least twice. The expensive set went to the lawyer.
Oh.
The expensive set that when they started when they started Weston Hills, he was like the first member there, literally. First two times.
You're going to give Stu the TaylorMade? That doesn't make sense.
A Rebote forehand.
He's a good lawyer.
Here's the backhand by Iturbide. Scoop by Iturbide. Backhand from the 8 line. Saved by Jairo. Iturbide has it. Winds up. Costado inside. And scores. Point 8. First round's complete. All points are double. First return, Manning. So, yeah, literally, he got it was a set of, I do know that it was pings, and he kept them in the garage, and he never used them. And he played with this set that he'd been playing with since the 80s.
Yeah, it's a good set.
And when the time came, I said, wait, there was a set of golf clubs in the garage. He said, yeah, that went to Mort. Okay.
Racket.
I might want to play golf sometime. Backhand by Iturbide. That applied to a lot of other things as well. There's a forehand by Manning. Costado in the pad, point 2. 2 on the board, 2 points. Here's post 1. Julian. Yes, dropping out of medical school was not popular on that side of the family. Also the side of the family that introduced me to highlights, so go figure, right? It was not a multi-generational thing. Just my father. Backhand by Julian. Rebote forehand to the inside. Big bounce. Brought down by Julian. Scoop by Manny. Here's the backhand. Rebote left side. Julian on the catch. Manny takes that on the bounce. Forehand from the 9 line. Drop shot by Julian. Costado 2-all. Will score for Manny. Point 2. 2 with 4 points. Here's post 4. Lalu. So you like the difficulty of the sport. Good to know. Yeah, and about the attitude, we can discuss that in between the match. The way I'm doing a lot of talking during the match, but there's an interesting point about players showing emotion. Here's a backhand by Lalu. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand by Manny. Manny on the catch. Karam. Lalu gets there, stops it, returns it. Manny's there. Rebote left side. It's a 2-all. Does not open. Manny stops it. Fake Karam. Lalu picks it up. Backhand from the 8 line. Rebote outside placement is outside of play. Point 4. 4 on the board. 2 points. Here's post 3. Goanaga. Mo Crank.
Crank, that's a great joke. That's fabulous. I'm dying over. I'm
Andrew
dying over here.
No, literally, he's been laughing.
That's good stuff.
Original Judd. So, dude, you play it? I played amateur when I was younger. Now it hurts really bad. Costado to the inside. Catch by Lalu. Lalu to the outside. Goanaga picks it up on the forehand. Rebote left side save. Falls short. Point 3. 3 on the board with 4 points. Here's post 6, Arta. But I am surrounded by people who did play it, like the gentleman who you'll see on my right when you occasionally look at the back wall. Hi, I'm waving at you right now. That's me. That's my hand up. There you go. On my right, that's Ara. A-R-R-A. Miami Highlight champion. What an amazing player he was, and then player manager. And the guy operating the cameras, Adam, number 17. He was of my generation. He was much, much better than me. Isn't that right, Adam? I hope he has his headset on. Please, use to kill me. Costado, 2-all, scores. Point 6. He used to do things like that to me, and I'd say, why? Benny receives, black shirt at post 5. I did have that. I was known for my, yeah, that is one thing. Adam just said in the headset, and I'll take credit where credit's due. The only thing I could do was serve. I could serve pretty much well against anybody, but there was no position of server. You had to be able to do everything else. It was the everything else that I had a problem with. Robote, 2-all, in and scoring, point 6. 6 with 4 points. Here's post 7, high row. Yeah, Andrew said the same thing. Yeah. Gray sweatpants with you. The previous generation was white pants and a white shirt for the school. White. There's a backhand by Arta. Robote save, all short, point 7. Purple shirt at post 8, Iturbide receives. Robote left side, good to the inside. Robote forehand, played well by Iturbide. Iturbide on the scoop, backhand from the 10. Hyro's there. Scoop by Iturbide. Hard throw to the inside, scoop by Hyro. Backhand, thrown hard, Robote comes out and scores, point 7. Possible game point for the pink shirt at post 7, Hyro. Trying to stop him. Julian. Sorry, folks, I'm having my ear Andrew Bleckmaning what grinds my gears. You know what really grinds my gears?
It's on par with what Rex is saying, though. He sparked something in me.
Right.
We'll get to it.
Andrew, you can have...
No, I agree that
clearly, I'm going to hand you the
some
microphone.
athletes that are too expressive, but it's one sport in particular that I think gets a bulk of the blame for.
Here's the backhand by Julian to the inside. Catch by Hyro. Hyro powerfully. Julian makes the catch on the forehand. Karam into the pad. Pointing game, post 7. Hyro. 7 wins it, 2, 3, and 6 in the playoff for second and third place. 2 first serves to 3. There's recreational in both Connecticut and North Miami. There are 2 amateur frontons that you can play at. Pretty limited. There's the backhand by Manny. Robote, left side, out of play. Point 2. Possible place point for Manny. Trying to stop him, Arta. So yes, original Judd, there are 2 places. If you're in Connecticut, you're 58 and picked up. Where are you located? Hi, Michael Sortino. How you doing? Art on the backhand from the 11 line. That touched the overhead screen, going to the back wall. Point and place to post 2. 3 now serves to 6. This is show point. Beautiful Costavo 2-all scores for Arta. 6 shows. Unofficial order finish, 7-6. Your prices will be up in a moment. And there are your prices. 7-2-6, official order finish for Game 4. Early pick 3, 4-6-7, 3 of 3 numbers, returning $607.60. $2 wager on 7 to win, $10.60. Quinella, 2-7, $38 trifecta, 7-2-6, $394 even. $2 wager on 7 to win, once again, $10.60. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, Game 5, the beginning of our feature games. Game 5, an interesting game, folks. You see it right in the substitutions, post 8. Ben is out, Douglas is in. Game 5, post 8, go Sherry and Douglas. Game 5, post 1, take out Manu, replace Manu with Benny. Game 5, post 1, Hyro and Benny. Game 5, post 8, go Sherry and Douglas. That's the substitutions for Game 5. Andrew, take it away. Come on. What were you saying so passionately?
No, I was saying that I agree with Rex, but the NBA is really kind of ruined that for a lot of people, just the expressive nature of a lot of the players after calls by the officials. But the thing with basketball, there's so much time, right? Like in highlight, ref blows a whistle. You go to the next point. Baseball, they make a call, strike. You just play on. In basketball, you have a minute to talk to the ref, complain. They got to get everything situated for a free throw. You may have to review it. So there's just so much time, which allows the players to do it. And I love basketball. I watch it every night. I'll watch it hours every night. But what it does to the next generation, like this summer when I was up at camp watching kids play basketball, there is very rarely, if you're watching 17 and under play basketball, does a kid drive the ball and think that it was clean. They always think they get fouled. And like, how many times I just play on, you hear a whistle, stop, but don't complain every time. But it's really ruined it. But Rex got me going. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah.
Andrew, so in highlight, the rule was, okay, you have to understand, Rex, there was Biscayne highlight. There was Miami highlight from 1926 to 19, so just shy of 30 years. The only highlight that existed in the United States was Miami highlight. And then it popped up in Tampa, and Dania came in the same year. There's a history of it, and Scott asked me to put together some blogs that are on our website. You really have to look for them. But Stu's History of Highlight and in About and blogs. But anyway, and what I'm getting to is that so many of the rules of how we play and how the players behave were dictated by one person named Pedro Mir, who was player manager at Miami Highlight for 50 years, from 1923. He was player manager to 1975 or 70. Yeah, he retired 75. And Pedro had very strict rules, and one of those rules was because he was there before betting, and then when betting was first allowed in the 1930s. And one of his rules was players showed no emotion. You win, you lose, you win, you don't put it in the other guy's face. At most, you shake a hand or nod. You lose, you do so with dignity and respect. And what is interesting is that Scott Savin came along. Now, Pedro Mir passed away in the 80s, and there have been a number of player managers since, but he was the prototypical player manager, pretty much, many of the rules that we still have, like being quiet on the bench. We understand why we have the rules. You could see that if we allowed for chaos on the bench, they get out of order. Occasionally, the wrong player walks out of rotation. It's a problem. Pedro's rules, so many of them still do make sense. But the emotion one was something that Scott thought that the players should be able to show emotion and not be penalized for it, and actually had some customer feedback. Mm-hmm. He did some study, or paid for some study up the place, Orange Place up 95. And one of the things that folks said to him was that, we don't like that players don't show emotion when they lose. Maybe they're not taking it seriously. Interesting point. So that's one thing that he wanted us to do, and I was like, So I was terrified. And then these guys came from other sports.
Yeah.
I was horrified. I mean, I've been here since, I can't say that I've been here since the beginning, but I can say I've been here since the second week. JR was here for, I think, 2 weeks by himself.
Yeah.
And then I had to cover the weekend crew, which was Jay Liss in Tennessee, who's, of course...
I said, you really lucked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. And Dan pulled. Dan won't acknowledge this. It's my way of telling the story, and Dan pulled a fast one. He just invited me for a talk, and then sent 2 guys on the court who had no idea how to tie on the cesta. I was like, well, someone's got to show them how to tie on the cesta. Well, you can do that if you want. Next thing I know, boom, hi.
You were out there teaching Highline, and look how far we've come.
Yes, and so one of the things was, you know, Scott wanted emotion, and I was like, I was at North Miami, the way that I was taught, just saying, shut the F up, just shut the F up and get off the court. And what I did was I purposely made bad calls. I had this practice on Sunday night, and I got them used to the rotation. The first group of guys in 18, I got them, it occurred to me, we were being forced to open. Mr. Licciardi said to me, Jared and I made a concerted effort. We went to him and said, you know, we can't, there's no way, July 1st, there's no way. And he said, I can promise you one thing on July 1st, whether they can catch or not, whether they can rebote or not, whether they can serve or not, we're going to play high line. I was like, wow, are you serious? And so I immediately began a Sunday night practice, which was optional, but I advised guys to join it, and it was what you're going to experience, which included yelling at them what they might hear from the crowd. That's because, and sure enough, opening night, we had a problem with someone here in the crowd. One of the players heard something he didn't like and started walking out, and it's like, no, you can't do that. Making bad calls. I made purposeful bad calls, and there were like 11 guys there. So when you went to the end of the rotation, you went to the end of 11 guys before you were coming up again. It was interesting.
But, you know, that goes back to tough coaching breeds the tough players, and here we are still, what, is that 7 years later now from that point?
We're in our 8th year.
Yeah.
So it's been 7 years since, but we're in our 8th year.
So I
Time.
Certainly think that helps too.
It is time to begin Game 5, a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts of Post 1, Jairo and Benny. Receiving in the blue of Post 2, Iturbide and Gallo. Jairo serves, we begin. Gallo powerfully from the forehand. Here's Benny on the backhand. Rebote left side. Catch by Benny. Rebote save at the sidewall by Iturbide. Here's Jairo. Rebote saved by Iturbide. Benny on the catch. His backhand by Benny. Rebote coming out. Backhand by Gallo. Benny's there. Benny from the 12 line. Outside placement, stopped by Jairo. Jairo powerfully from the forehand. Nice save by Gallo. Jairo from the 6. Hard to the inside. Scooped by Gallo. Rebote left side, just above the pad. Here's Jairo on the forehand. Ball tipped. Point 1, well played. That'll bring to the court the white shirts of post 3, Lalu and Arats. Powerful backhand by Arats. Hiro's got it on the left side. Backhand deep to the backcourt. Benny, forehand from the 12 line. Arats is there. Arats backhand from the 13 line. Big right side by Benny. Catch by Arats. Backhand. Benny on the forehand, deep in the backcourt, right side to cross. Stopped by Lalu. Stado 2-all by Lalu. Opens and scores. Well played, point 3. Green shirts of post 4, the team of Inaki and Unda. Powerful backhand by Unda. Unda on the catch. Backhand from the 10. Hard to the inside. Arats is there. Unda from the 11 line. Rebote forehand by Inaki. Arats gets in there. 9 line. Backhand. Rebote by Inaki to the inside. Point 3. Black shirts of post 5, Goanaga and Nicholas. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Arats is there. Big backhand by Arats, wall to wall. Rebote forehand by Goanaga. Lalu, forehand from the 8 line. Rebote by Nicholas. Cortada scores. Point 3. Yellow shirts of post 6, Arrutia and Cabrera. Original Judd, yes, the carom shots can be devastating. Front quarters are usually looking to kill it, some more than others. Ruti on the catch, backhand from the 9 line. Arats makes the catch. Arruti from the outside. Karam lands in and scores. Point 6. Receiving in the pink of post 7, Alex and Julian. That ball died coming off the side wall, point 6. That's all Magic City. All right, purple shirts post 8. In the backcourt, substituting is Douglas. That's right, this is Gaucheri and Douglas. Took 3 scratches to happen, but it happened. Here's a backhand by Douglas. Douglas from the 12 line. Gaucheri mid-court, backhand. Rebote left side by Gaucheri. Cabrera's there. Douglas now from the 12. Urrutia going to save the rebote. 2-all. Lands in and scores .6. 6 on the board with 3 points. Here's post 2. Iturbide and Gallo. Iturbide picks the serve. Filo in and scores. .2. 2 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 1, Jairo and Benning. Backhand by Benning. Rebote, saved by Iturbide. Gallo on the catch. Here's the backhand from the 12 line. Rebote forehand by Jairo. Benny makes the catch at the 8 line. Forehand to pass. Rebote coming out. Iturbide's there. Jairo on the catch. Rebote missed in the backcourt. .1. One team with 3 points. Here's post 4. Iñaki and Unda. Powerful backhand by Unda. Ball came into the corner fast and hard. Here's the catch by Unda. Another big backhand. Rebote. Rebote forehand. Unda on the right side. Karam opens up and scores. Beautifully done. .4. Black shirts of post 5 receiving. Gonaga and Nicholas. Backhand by Nicholas. Rebote. Cut off by Iñaki. Good catch. Big right side by Unda. Cut off in the air by Goanaga. There's the backhand. Unda on the catch. Big backhand. Ball tipped in the backcourt. .4. 4 with 4 points. Receiving post 3. Lalu and Aratz. Here's the backhand by Aratz. Rebote dropping, saved by Iñaki. Lalu going for it on the bounce. Ball ruled to have been tipped. .4. Possible game point for the green shirts of post 4. Iñaki and Unda trying to stop them. Alex and Julian. Powerful backhand by Julian. Wall-to-wall from the left side. Rebote forehand by Iñaki. Julian on the scoop. Backhand. Unda powerfully from the right side. Julian takes it. 13 line. High to the front wall. Unda on the backhand. Rebote left side by Alex. Nicely played. Julian on the catch. Powerful forehand. Clears the overhead screen. Unda overhead. Makes the catch. Powerful forehand. Rebote left side by Alex. That ball was jeez, oh man, that was close. Point and game post 4. Iñaki and Unda. 4 wins it. 6-1 and 3. Playoff 4, second and third place. That was way too close for my comfort. No. Not saying Unda did anything wrong, just trying to get the ball to the front wall, but Iñaki was between him and the front wall, and that was a... Well, fortunately, Iñaki did not get hit. Playing off for second and third place, 6-1 and 3. Backhand by Benny. Rebote by Urrutia. Rebote left side. Benny with a tip, point 6. Possible place point for post 6. Urrutia and Cabrera trying to stop them. Lalu and Aratz. Backhand 2-all. Scoop is missed. Point 3. One is eliminated. We'll turn them around now. This is place and show point. 3 serve 6. Rebote left side by Aratz. Cabrera on the catch. Backhand. Aratz down low. Backhand 2-all. Scooped up by Urrutia. Urrutia powerfully from the forehand. Aratz looking for the rebote. He makes the save. Urrutia on the catch. Winds up. Placement to the inside. Aratz calls for it. Drop shot by Aratz will score. My, oh my. 3 places, 6 shows. Results are official. Coming in first, post 4. Iñaki and Unda taking second, post 3. Lalu and Aratz coming in third, post 6. Urrutia and Cabrera. 4-3-6, the official order finished. See, folks, that's a case of where the favorite clearly did not win. They're not even in the first 3. Quinella highlight, baby. Anyone can win the game. Oh, wow, I just made like a saying or something, right? I don't know that I've ever said that. Wow. Dr. Brignoni really hit it on the head with this one.
You've nailed this one, Doctor.
Yeah. This is, we'll have everybody signed up.
This, I mean, it's really not a better advertisement for I mean, this is crazy. Turn on an episode like September 9th and then turn it on October 9th. And, wow.
That much a difference, huh? Wow.
Just, some of the things that are coming out here, it's like something I would say.
Quinella 3-4. It's just funny. Quinella 3-4, $66.40. 50-cent trifecta, because no one had the try normal-wise. That's a word. 4-3-6, 374.65. That exacta. Never talk about the exacta. I will here. 4-3, 123 even, 1764 to win. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is a singles match. Game 6. Play to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There's scratch. Game 6, post 6. Scratch Manu, replace Manu with Gaucheri. Game 6, post 6. Scratch Manu, replace Manu with Gaucheri. Post time for Game 6 is now 5 minutes away. Good luck. I didn't get that. You're laughing. Sometimes Andrew laughs hysterically, and I don't know why. Oh yes. It's not street drugs, Andrew. In all seriousness, we know where I stand on that.
No, I know. Oh man.
We definitely know where I stand. yeah. I'm definitely a Grinch when it comes to that.
Oh. I really thought you turned the corners, too. You know,
What, like that's going to help?
I'm kidding. So you're chill, but not that chill. You've chilled out, but you're not.
Well, so the fact that you walk anywhere in any city in any state now, and you walk 10 feet, and it's like, man.
Oh, it's really crazy.
Yeah, it's like anywhere you go. It's
during
like,
the U.S. Open of tennis,
I heard that it was.
They were talking about it a ton in New York. I mean, that's one of the worst. But even in a place like Miami,
yeah,
where it's not legal, you're walking out.
Not
you guys.
Not everyone.
What are we doing?
Has a medicinal need.
Don't you have
on this block? On this block, not everyone has a medicinal need.
My goodness.
No,
yeah.
it's pretty shameless. I was actually at a. Let me get these guys switched.
Yeah, you're switching.
I was, I've grown, I was raised in the 70s, so obviously I had quite a bit
in
of
Miami.
In Miami, I had quite a bit of exposure. Oh man, well anyway. Yeah.
You could write a book. Still.
And I was around Highlight, so around Highlight as a kid.
There we go.
Yeah, there's.
Doesn't end. Yeah.
Anyway, besides, so yes, I've seen my share of drugs over the years, but I was shocked. I was at the Standard. We'll call it out. I was at the Standard on Miami Beach. Cool place to hang out.
Yeah.
And I don't find it cool at $400 a night, but the person I was with did. And
social media does.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so something about those yellow, lounge chairs. Okay, so I was good for it, and that's great. And there was a guy sitting out there by the pool, and he had a tray in his lap, and he was going through his stash, openly. And there was at least 2 ounces of whatever that he was just plying throughout in the open. It's like, it can't just be me that recognizes that's in this state.
Shouldn't you have done that at home?
That's an issue
or something. If you're gonna.
That's an issue.
At a minimum.
Oh. Yeah, I mean it was pretty. And then we get into the whole kids thing, and that's where I start getting a little.
Were they're not present at that time, I assume, right?
That's an adults mostly hotel.
Okay,
the standard.
You see a lot of kids.
And
if the kids are there, they're behaving. Yeah.
There's no
or
question.
They're with the nanny.
No question that those kids are well behaved, well dressed, and there's a yacht somewhere out there where their parents.
Well,
the
parents probably don't even see them for the most part.
So. Yeah, the kid scene is, I remember the park in the 70s was, the park scene in Miami in the 70s was,
crazy. Yeah.
There were mommy cigarettes and daddy cigarettes, and we didn't talk about daddy cigarettes. That was a long talk. How did this conversation go so sideways? I mean, here we are announcing Highlight.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, even the chat is like, wow, this is really, forget it. I'm not getting involved in this. Chat. Yeah, the chat is like Stu has left the tracks.
Florida is not, I don't know what alcohol is.
Medicinal.
Yeah.
Medicinal in the state of Florida.
No.
And an attempt to make it more widely accessible was shut down. Governor, not a fan. Oh, my goodness. Back to Highlight. Look at these guys on the court. Gaucheri, Alex, Douglas, Inaki. Who would think that Inaki would be the senior member of this group, huh? Who would think that?
Well, how about, speaking of not being able to believe things, Michelle talking about the beginnings of the program. I mean, truly humble beginnings. couldn't catch, couldn't serve, but a miracle happened. I think that's accurately described, Michelle. And look at where we are now with these quality of games throughout the performance in Battle Court. It's a whole new product. I mean, it really is amazing.
And still a third of the guys that started with us are still in the program. There's a serve by Rotz. We begin. Backhand by Iturbide. Robote, 2-all by Rotz. Point 1. One first up on the board here. Serving to the white shirt at post 3, Urrutia. Rotz is so funny. When he gets fiery, and he was fiery just now, when he gets fired, because he's got this, like he's going to have that baby face for the rest of his life. And such a sweet guy, but when he gets fired up, it's serious. Miss serve, point 1. One on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4, Nicholas. Remember when he was upset with that person who will remain nameless, but that we know in Battle Court with the other team? Not a happy Rotz. Here's the backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Rotz is there. Long 2-all by Rotz. That one's too much. Out of play, point 4. Receiving, black shirt at post 5, Iñaki. Rex, you watched Magic City Hustle. Yes. And you see Jedden in there. You see Cool in there. And you still see him here 8 years later. Barbara's got a great story. Here's a catch by Iñaki. Here's the backhand. Robote left side is a 2-all. Opens up. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas powerfully. It scores. Point 4. Four on the board with 2 points. Here's post 6. Go Sherry. Andrew has now left the tracks. See, I left the tracks and now Andrew's. But see, executive produce EPL has told me to leave the microphone on when we leave the tracks. So I do it in honor of our executive producer. But Andrew's lost it. Kosheri winds up. There's the 2-all. It lands in and scores. Point 6. Receiving, pink at post 7, Alex. Costado is in play. Gosheri has the rebote. 2-all will score. Point 6. 6 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 8. Doug. Over serve, point 8. First round complete. Iturbide, first to return. Robote left side. It's 2-all. Douglas stops it. Got that off in time. Here's Iturbide. He scores. Point 2. 2 serves to the white shirt at post 3. Urrutia. Robote to the inside. Catch by Arrutia. There's the backhand. Ball tipped. Point 2. 2 on the board with 4 points. Here's post 1. Arat. Two all. Caught by Ichirbide. Forehand. Will score on the return. Point 2. Ball hits too high. That's out of play. Point 5. 5 with 2 points. Here's post 4. Nicholas. Catch by Inaki. Here's the backhand. Inaki to the inside. It scores. Point 5. 5 with 4 points. Receiving post 7. Alex. Point 5. Possible game point for the black shirt at post 5. Iñaki trying to stop him. Post 6. Gaucheri. Robote left side to the inside. Catch by Gaucheri. Beautifully made at the 11 line. Powerful backhand. Inaki winds up. Inside placement. What a scoop by Gaucheri. Backhand from the 10 line. Robote forehand. Gaucheri's there. Backhand from the 10. Robote left side to the inside. That will score. Point and game. Post 5. Inaki. 5 wins, 2 places, 1, 4, and 6 playoff 4 show. 1 first serves to 4. Robote to the inside. That falls short. Point 1. 1 with 4 points. Here's post 6. Gaucheri. Here's the backhand by Rotz. Inside placement. Will score for Gaucheri. We'll turn him around now. 6 serves to 1. This is show point. Backhand by Rotz. One shows. 5-2-1. Unofficial order of finish. Results are official. Coming in first, post 5. Iñaki taking second, post 2, Iturbide. Coming in third, post 1, Rotz. 5-2-1, the official order of finish for Game 6. Your prices will be up momentarily. $2 Quinella, 2-5, 28-20. Trifecta, 5-2-1, 5-0-8 even. $2 wager on 5 to win, 17-20. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is Game 7. It is a spectacular 7. Doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. 2 scratches. Game 7, post 5. In the backcourt, take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7, post 5. Take out Manu, replace Manu with Cabrera. Game 7, post 6. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Manny. Game 7, post 6. Take out Ben, replace Ben with Manny. Post time, just less than 7 minutes away. Good luck. So as we're sitting here chatting so enjoyably, and you're wondering what direction the conversation was going, we had a whole conversation about old Miami. I'm a native. I was born at Baptist Hospital here in Miami. Actually, my mom's a native too. She was born at Jackson Memorial. Father was actually born Panama Canal Zone during World War II, in 1945, so during the war. So that is an American birth. So we should let the folks in on the joke. So Benny is the youngest guy on the roster, and it's a pretty good locker room. I think Rex was talking about it earlier, how the players show respect to one another. That's one thing that, you know, I pounded away at back here relentlessly. We had one physical altercation, and that was our first year, and the aggressor was fired on the spot. That was
a different era.
That was Scott's move. That was the first year. He smacked someone, he was gone. And at first I didn't agree with it, not because it was the wrong decision, it just wasn't my management style. It's like, you know, yes, you got to terminate him, but you send him away first. Just get him away. But no, Scott came in, watched the video, and set down the law. Brilliant, actually. And then the rest of the time, it's been, if you're a player who knows how to play, so if you're a highlight player with experience, or you come from a highlight background, you know what you're getting into at Magic City. You're playing with players that do not have any of that history. And me, with my history in highlight, it became obvious in 2018 that there was so much baggage associated with this that I understood. And it's a very long, very complex story. It's a very long, very complex story that our highlight players have no business being involved in.
Right.
Don't associate that baggage with our players. And then I really began to feel it for Scott. Don't associate that baggage with Scott with this program. And everyone who came into the program understood, look, you're going to play with someone who's decidedly weaker, may have wonky form, but that's how it is, and get on board with it. And that says something about the individual. And for the most part, with very few exceptions, it's worked out. And I think that's been my gift to the program, if I could say. And Scott's vision. And Scott's vision. It's Scott was apprehensive. Literally, he was apprehensive in the beginning, where I was concerned because of my history. It's like a guy with a history in the sport was not necessarily an asset to the new program. Scott was looking to do something different. So he took it on Dan's recommendation. And yeah, I was like, when I first heard about this program, I was like, yeah, guy's got money, he's nuts. Period. That's it. That's what I said about the program. But then I began to see his vision and just how good the people are that we work for. Just generally saying that. And it is an absolute statement of fact. And totally no reason to kiss ass. I mean, they're just good people. And then the people that we work with, the highlight players, some of the guys who've been, like Jairo, who's been beat down by the sport. Manu, who's been beat down by the sport. And then you have Benny, who's bright and shiny. So the joke back here was that Benny goes for the right side, and sometimes he reaches over. And if you follow Facebook on highlight, you'll see Malo or Bueno from Jesus Oliveira. And it's basically, is this guy holding or not? And Benny, in the practice, sometimes reaches way over on the right side, the left side of his body. He accentuates it. And he said, and when he first came back from watching Lopez at Miami, he says, like Lopez. I was like, no, watch Aristoroza play. Watch someone else play. No, you can't do that. So the other players with some history were mocking his style, and I was setting limits. That's the full story. That's the full long story of what was going on. Did you guys see that scoop? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, with talking about Benny and Lopez, I think that was his, I don't know how to say it, but the one he modeled his game after the most, Benny. When coming through the ranks, he was like, I love Lopez, I love his style, and he was excited the opportunity to play against him. He did it in the Super Court.
In World Super Court, he lost, and he had such a smile on his face. That's one of those memories that will always stay with me.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, I get some memory-robbing disease, but which is, I don't know if it's likely, but we'll see. Anyway, you start worrying about these things in your 50s. That is one thing that I will always associate with highlight. It will be that happy memory of Benny smiling after the loss. He says, that was my dream matchup.
Yeah.
I didn't make that happen. Scott made that happen.
No, well, when Lopez was here for a whole battle court season, they never played against each other, and that was something he mentioned. He's like, he's coming here, but we're not going to get to play because they weren't the same rank, and then in Super Court, finally got it. We got Game 7, though, final doubles game of the week.
Time to begin our 7th game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match, played to 7 points, with all points doubling after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts of post 1, we have Douglas and Benny. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Konaga and Nicholas. Douglas serves, we begin. There's the backhand. First point goes to the 2. White shirts of post 3 now receiving. Alex and Julian. Julian reads the serve, advances, puts it right up the middle. Goenaga's there. Robote's dying. Point 2. Two with 2 points. Here's the green shirts of post 4. Iturbide and Gallo. Gallo on the catch. Forehand. Nicholas is there. Point 2. Two on the board with 3 points. Here's the black shirt at post 5. Jairo and Cabrera. What a save by Cabrera. Nicholas, powerful backhand. Jairo moves to the backcourt. Robote's save. Scoop by Cabrera. There's the backhand. Low runner to the inside. Nicholas is there. Powerful backhand. Wall to wall. Robote coming out. Nicholas on the forehand from the 11 line. Here's the catch by Nicholas, backhand.
If anything, his schedule is very predictable, and he's noticed that. He's never missed dropping off, and he leaves before the traffic.
Big right side by Nicholas. Robote forehand. Caught in the air by Goenaga. Here's the backhand. Backhand by Goenaga. Robote forehand.
Oh, yeah, it's very easy. We may have.
Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Robote. There's the backhand.
Yeah.
Backhand to the outside, well thrown by Jairo. Nicholas reads it, makes the save. Back to the inside. What a catch by Cabrera. Goenaga, backhand, low and hard. Cabrera's there. Goenaga from the 8. Cabrera now from the 11. Robote forehand. What a catch by Cabrera off the side wall. Pyro overhead, backhand from the 8 line. Nicholas now from the 11. Excellent catch by Nicholas. There's the backhand. Point 2. Two with 4 points. Receiving now. Yellow shirts at post 6. Go Sherry and Manny. Manny substituting for Ben. Big smile for Manny substituting for Ben. Just the truth is that Manny and Ben give a lot of crap to each other, but Manny, obviously the senior member of our roster here, the most years played without a scratch. Manny has a lot of respect for Ben because Ben's really the hardest working man in Highlight. Ball dropped, point 2. 2 with 5 points. Pink shirts at post 7, Lalu and Arats receive. Powerful backhand, caught by Nicholas. Robote forehand, caught in the air. Powerful costado, stopped by Arats. Arats on the backhand. Robote forehand, caught by Lalu. Lalu from the 7 line, blasts to the inside. Nicholas is there. Nicholas from the forehand, caught by Lalu, backhand. Arats powerfully from the left side. Robote coming out to the 6 line, turned by Goanaga. Backhand 2-all. Too much, that's out of play. Point 2. 2 is run it straight to possible game point for Goanaga and Nicholas. Trying to stop them, Iñaki and Unda, the purple of post 8. Powerful backhand by Unda. Robote. Robote by Inaki. Well played. Nicholas goes up the wall, makes a great catch. Unda, great catch. Magic City bounce. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 11. Ball rule tip first time round. Point and a perfect game with no other points on the board to the blue shirts of post 2, Goanaga and Nicholas. We know what that means. A long playoff. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1 first serves to 3. Alex picks the serve. Costado 2-all. Opens wide and scores. Point 3. 3 serving to the green of post 4. Iturbide and Gallo. Yes, Julian. It's your brother. I mean, if Alex, keep better track of your brother. Not Inaki. We know you can't keep track of him. It's okay. Here's the backhand by Alex. Iturbide is there, winding up. Philo to the pad, point 3. 3 with 4 points. Black shirts at post 5. Jairo and Cabrera. Julian, stay on the court. One more point, 76. That remate is any kill shot. And this goes back to literally my first night announcing solo in Miami Highlight. I'll tell you the story afterwards. My first interaction with a professional, well, not my first interaction with a professional highlight player, but one that I didn't know. Boy, was he an asshole. There's a backhand by Julian. Catch by Cabrera. So once again, remate is any kill shot. But many people do associate the costado 2-all, which is a specific remate, as a kill shot. But remate is any kill shot. Cortada. Cabrera calls for it. Here's the backhand. Low runner to the inside. Scooped up by Julian. Backhand from the 11. Jairo's there. Jairo powerfully from the 8. Rebote coming out. Alex is on the rebote. Sends it inside. Beautiful throw. Scooped up by Cabrera. Alex on the catch. Jairo from the 7. Powerful forehand rebote caught by Cabrera. Julian advances to take the ball in the air at the 9. Point 5. Yellow shirts a post 6 return. Go Sherry and Manny. Yeah, it's pretty. It's standard for some announcers just to, when they wind up the left, when they wind up the coastie, to just say remate scores. Rebote. Five with 4 points, possible place point. Here's post 7, Lalu and Aratz. Highline announcing is an entirely different subject already. Yeah, we could discuss that. In fact, I'd like Andrew's input on that. Rebote forehand. Costado, 2-wall, scores. Beautifully executed by Lalu, point 7. 7 with 2 points. Here's post 8, Iñaki and Unda. You literally took the time to say you better get this? Oh, I can imagine how you are in the audience. Unda on the catch. Big right side. Rebote save by Aratz. Landing in and scoring. Point 7. Possible place point for the 7 team, Lalu and Aratz, trying to stop them. Douglas and Benny. Some folks in the audience just said things that were actually pretty positive, and others not so positive. Over serve, point 1. 1 with 2 points. Here are the green shirts, post 4, Iturbide and Gallo. I forgot. Sorry, the screen name threw me. And I really should have bought your father's car at that time. Catch by Benny. Benny from the forehand at the 13. Costado 2-all opening, stopped by Douglas. Cortada by Douglas will score. Point 1. Possible place point. This is place point. 1 serves to 3 for second place. Beautiful catch, deep in the backcourt by Benny. Rebote save, going to the outside. Douglas cuts it off. The 2-0 by Douglas lands out. 3 places, 5 serves to 7. Five serves to 7, 4. It's one of those days, Matt. It's not just you. The announcing's been wild. You and Goshari played together. I don't know. It's a crazy day. Backhand by Rotz. Backhand by Rotz. Cabrera makes the catch. Cabrera from the 11 line to the inside. Lalou takes it in the air. Backhand. Thrown powerfully. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. That's picked up by Rotz. There's the backhand. Robote to the inside. Rotz with a tip ball. 5 shows. 2-3-5, unofficial order of finish for Game 7. And your results are now official. Coming in first, post 2, Gonaga and Nicholas. Taking second, post 3, Alex and Julian. Coming in third, post 5, Jairo and Cabrera. 2-3-5, the official order of finish for Game 7. We'll have your prices up in just a moment. There's your moment. $2 Quinella 2-3, $23.80. Trifecta 2-3-5, $602.80. Trifecta 2-3-5. You guys saw it. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, game number 8. Our final game of Pelota. We'll be back at 5 p.m. with Battle Court. Game 8, played 2. 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There's Scratch. Game 8, post 2. Scratch Manu, replace Manu with Nicholas. Game 8, post 2. Scratch Manu, replace Manu with Nicholas. Post time is 5 minutes. Good luck.
Magic City.
So the story. Okay. I'm going to tell you how green I was. All right. How did I become the hardened person you know, right? Well, you know that soft shell, you know. Soft
shell stew.
Soft shell. Yeah, you know that inside is lots of compassion. But the shell can be a little rough. Thank you, Highlight. Thank you, A Life in Highlight, for that. So I'm announcing, and I've literally written down words. And I've been around the sport consciously since 1974, so since I was 5 years old. I've played in the Miami Highlight School, so I received training in play at from 13 to 18. So I knew enough to announce. So it's my first night announcing. We get to the late games. I'm excited. It's all the late game stars at Miami Highlight in 1991. And Kent. Remember that list? He's got dust on it, but he's on that list. So Kent. Kent throws a 2-all. I say Ramate scores. Something like that. At that time in 91, we still had, in the evening performance, we still had 1,500 people live in the audience. We hadn't started broadcasting yet. Saturday matinee 2000. Ramate scores. I just got a text message. This better not be Ken. I hope this is someone trying to sell me. I don't expect too much response, just curious. Yeah, not taking that one. No Coinbase today. Kent looks up from the court to the announcer's booth, which is enclosed, and says, in front of the whole audience, That was an effing 2-all. I was horrified. I was horrified. I was 22 years old, and I was horrified. I'm going to tell you how horrified.
Yeah.
This is embarrassing. I wrote an apology letter and had it sent to the. That's what the distance was between highlight players and the crowd. They didn't interact. There was none of what you had. I had to send it with security. And literally everyone from the general manager down on heard that story and said, Stu did what? Or Stuart did what? He sent an apology note to the player. He was like, everybody's like, F the player. What the heck is that?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So they were with you. They thought that was
they thought it was quaint and sweet that I would write an apology note, and I was told very directly by Dave Lemon, don't ever do that again.
No.
Yeah, you can call it a 2-0, you can call it a remate, you weren't wrong. A remate is really all close. So the remate conversation goes back to literally my first day announcing solo by myself, where there wasn't a second announcer with me. And Kent bullying me. I know it's hard to see me being bullied.
Though,
I know it's hard to see me bullied, but yeah.
You didn't do it again, did you?
No.
No. See?
No. I think that's one of the reasons. I think that's one of the reasons why I describe in great detail. Well, that and also Scott asked for it. Scott asked for detailed announcing to train a new viewer is what he asked for. So, but that's the story. But no, I remember everybody was just, you did what? You did what? And
felt like the right team. I mean, it's very nice too.
So I had been in Highlight. I had known it was rough and tumble, but then when I was actually in Highlight, it was rougher and tumbler more than I thought.
Yeah.
And it's
that's your welcome to Highlight moment. That would be
from one of the best players at the time. That was an effing 2-0. And my response wasn't what it is now, like what a ick.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that.
No,
it wasn't that. It was to write an apology note, and everybody was like, "Wow, this guy's different. Don't do that again." And then over the course of the next 20 years, I gradually became, dealing with customer complaints. The teller punched the wrong ticket. Yes, I know. Pick up any ticket off the floor and tell me that, what do you want me to do? Check your ticket. So much so that Fort Pierce, I had it printed in letters that were a foot tall each. Check ticket before leaving window. Too much?
It was very interesting stories too. I remember I called one a 2-ball, not a 2-ball, because you were saying 2-wall, and I was like, is that a W? Is he throwing a B or a W at me? So then I went with 2-ball, and that was the wrong
sorry, I didn't mean to
choice.
screw it up.
I think I must have been too afraid to ask you. This was early, and be like, is it wall or ball? And I thought, I'm pretty sure it's ball. And then I remember JR looking over and just laughing, and I was like, it's not ball? Okay, all right.
Game ready to begin? Iñaki serves. I am sorry that I put you in a position where you didn't. We talk about like all the warnings that you got. It's like
it wasn't you. It was probably me at that time.
Stu's a little rough around the edge.
I thought I had it. Thought it was a 2-ball.
There's the backhand by Iñaki. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. Iñaki makes the catch backhand from the 7 line. Iñaki makes a save on the forehand Robote. Turns out to be a high bouncer. Caught and controlled by Nicholas. Catch by Iñaki. Backhand. Forehand gets away from Nicholas. Point 1. Receiving. White shirt at post 3, Rotz. One more point 76. You're sticking with Ramata. All right. Kent and I have since shaken hands. Little awkward. Forehand. Hi, Rotz. Robote left side to the inside. Iñaki, backhand. Inaki goes deep, clears the overhead screen. Aratz looks for the rebote, keeps it inside. Inaki's there. Costello inside, just out of reach of Aratz. Point one. One with 2 points, serving at the green shirt at post 4, Iturbide. No, especially the old highlight fans out there. There was just always this mystique around the players because they were, by definition, it was a betting sport, so you were kept separate. Fault, over serve, point 4. 4 serves to post 5. Here's Gaucheri. They're always kept separate, so there was always this mystique. And the first time I went into a professional locker room as an announcer with, you had to have the state was around seeing who was going in, you had to have a reason to go in, was to get the entries from the player manager to put them into the computer, the same program that you use now. It was just a DOS-based program up until like 2007. Here's a catch by Gaucheri. Karam scores, 0.5. 5 serves to post 6. Alex. Yeah, people wonder why the print is basically the same that it's been in every program. One guy has done it for all the highlight frontons in one program for 40 years. 45 years, I think it is now. Yeah, but it used to have to go and get the entries, going to the player's locker room. The mystique was broken very quickly. Rebote for Gaucheri. Alex from the 10 line. Rebote for him by Gaucheri. Passes. Alex. Rebote left side. Gaucheri, 2-all. Alex makes the catch. Powerful throw. That will score. Well played by both players, 0.6. Six serves to the pink shirt at post 7, Arrutia. I remember saying to the person who escorted me in, is it me or is it a little tense in here? No, it's tense. There's a backhand by Arrutia. Rebote forehand. Arrutia, Costello 2-all, scores, 0.7. Receiving purple shirt of post 8 to complete the first round of play, we have Douglas. Hey, kid, you want to be assistant general manager? Sure. Oh, goodness. Forehand rebote by Arrutia. Catch by Douglas. There's the backhand. Rebote forehand by Douglas. Arrutia steps up at the Costello. Costello 2-all. That's out. 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. All matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, blue post 2, Nicholas. But you know what the benefit is, Andrew? Benefit of all these stories? I get to sit and watch highlight and talk about it for a living. What a blessing. Because that's a beautiful serve by Douglas. I should probably turn the button on and let him hear it, huh? Rebote forehand, high to the front wall. Nicholas. Rebote forehand. Karam rebote by Douglas. That was nasty. Ooh, 0.8. Eight with 3 points, serving post 3, Aratz. That, for me, is the toughest shot in highlight. Rebote forehand by Douglas to the inside. Tipped, 0.8. Possible game point for the purple shirt of post 8. Douglas trying to stop him. The red of post 1, Inaki. Backhand by Iñaki. Douglas, forehand rebote, makes the save. Iñaki makes the catch, winds up. Gustavo 2-all caught the pad, and the pad is bad. Point in game, post 8, Douglas. 8 wins it, 1 places, 4, 5, 6, and 7 will pair off and play off for show. 4 first serves to 5. Backhand by Gaucheri, powerfully thrown. Rebote, forehand. Catch by Gaucheri, here's the backhand. Juggling ruled on the catch of Iturbe. Point 5. 6 now serves to 7. The winner of this point meets 5 in the continuing playoff for 3rd place. Urrutia, long 2-all, will score. Point 7. 5 serves 7. This is show point. Powerful backhand by Urrutia. Rebote, left side by Gaucheri. The Filo Rebote is out. 7 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 8-1-7. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results from Game 8 are official. Coming in first, post 8, Douglas. Taking second, post 1, Iñaki. Coming in third, post 7, Urrutia. 8-1-7, the official order of finish for our 8th game. There are your prices. Pick 3, 528, 3 of 3 numbers, returning $363.43. $2 Quinella, 1-8, $46. Trifecta, 8-1-7, $448.60. $2 wager on 8 to win, $9.40. So was today fun, Andrew?
I had a fun time still.
So more of this next week?
Yep, we'll be back.
That, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this Thursday afternoon performance of Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight channel. Please join us at 5 p.m., just 1 hour from now, for Battle Court. Things will not be so loose, I promise. On behalf of the players, staff, and management of Magic City Highlight, Battle Court Highlight, and the World Highlight League, we thank you for joining us and hope to see you at 5 p.m. Have a good day, everyone.